Welcome back, everyone, to Echoes of Ihsan, where we, love to do these deep dives into Islamic teachings.
Right.
And today we're going to be cracking open Sahih Bukhari,
Okay.
specifically Book 38,
Oh.
and it's titled Representation, Authorization, Business by Proxy.
Wow. That sounds a little formal.
I know, right? But trust me, this book is, it's amazing. It's packed with, practical guidance
Okay.
on everyday ethical living.
Really?
Yeah, it covers everything from trade and finances to how we interact with others and our roles in, society as a whole.
Wow. So it's like a guidebook almost.
It is. It's like a guidebook for navigating the complexities of life,
Yeah.
using Islamic principles as our compass.
Yeah. You know what I find really interesting about this specific book is that it goes beyond the kind of abstract theological concepts
Mm.
and it offers real down-to-earth advice. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
kind of like we're stepping back in time
Yeah,
and observing how the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, dealt with everyday situations. And in doing that, it offers us these timeless lessons on how to live a more meaningful and ethical life.
absolutely. And to help us unearth those gems of wisdom, we have a true expert joining us today, someone well-versed in Islamic jurisprudence and the deeper meanings embedded in the Hadith.
I'm happy to be here.
So glad to have you.
There's always something new to discover in these teachings, and I'm excited to share these insights, with all of you.
Wonderful. Well, let's dive right in. So
Yeah.
the first theme that kind of jumps out at me is this idea of delegation and responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So in Hadith 496 and 497, we see the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, delegating tasks like the distribution of sacrificial meat and animals after Hajj,
Okay.
and entrusting a companion with distributing sheep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's this beautiful emphasis on trust, right?
Right.
And the significance of fulfilling the duties that we're given.
Yeah, it's beautifully, kind of shows the concept of amana in Islam.
Oh, no.
Yeah, often translated as trust, but it's much deeper than that, you
Sure.
know? Yeah, it's about taking ownership, acting with integrity, honoring the commitments we make,
Mm-hmm.
whether they're big or small.
So it's not just about fulfilling religious obligations.
Not at all, no.
Okay.
It extends to every aspect of our lives. So how we conduct ourselves at work, our relationships with our family, friends,
Mm-hmm.
and even the way we interact with strangers.
Wow.
It's about being dependable, trustworthy, holding ourselves accountable
Right.
for our actions.
Yeah, it makes you realize how even simple acts like picking up groceries for a neighbor or keeping a promise to a friend
Mm-hmm.
carry this weight of amana.
Precisely, think about it. Like when someone trusts you with something,
Yeah.
they're essentially placing a piece of themselves in your care.
Wow.
Right. And honoring that trust is fundamental to building strong ethical relationships and just creating a just and harmonious society.
It's a powerful reminder to kind of pause and ask ourselves, am I truly worthy of the trust placed in me? Am I fulfilling my responsibilities with diligence and integrity?
Such reflection can be transformative.
It really can. Okay, so now shifting gears a bit to a topic that always sparks intrigue, honoring agreements and financial ethics.
Yeah.
So Hadith 498 tells the story of Abdurrahman bin Auf and his pre-Islamic pact with Umayyah bin Khalaf.
Okay.
And they pledged to protect each other's families and property
Mm-hmm.
if one was in Mecca while the other was in Medina.
Interesting.
Later, during the Battle of Badiyah, Abdurrahman finds himself safeguarding Umayyah,
Wow.
even though they're on opposing sides of this conflict.
That's powerful.
Yeah, and it's really a testament to honoring agreements, even with those who hold differing beliefs or allegiances.
It reminds us that our word is our bond,
Mm-hmm.
and that upholding our commitments is a cornerstone of Islamic ethics.
It's amazing how this principle, established centuries ago, still resonates so profoundly in today's world.
I know, it's incredible.
Just think about the importance of contracts in business, for example.
Absolutely. Contracts are essentially modern-day agreements.
Right.
They formalize trust, they outline responsibilities.
Yeah.
So whether it's a business deal or a simple promise between friends, that underlying principle of upholding commitments remains vital
Yeah.
for establishing a foundation of trust and fairness.
And it also makes you think about the ethical implications as well.
Of course.
Like how we approach negotiations, how transparent we are in our dealings,
Yeah.
and how we handle disagreements or unforeseen circumstances.
Precisely, honoring agreements isn't just about following the letter of the law.
Right.
It's about embodying a spirit of fairness, integrity, and mutual respect,
Right.
even when faced with challenges or differing perspectives.
It goes beyond legal obligations and delves into the realm of character and ethical conduct.
Exactly. It's about building a reputation of trustworthiness and reliability, which are essential not only in our personal interactions, but also in business and societal affairs.
Absolutely.
Go.
Okay, so then we have Hadith 499, which advises against bartering different qualities of dates as a form of usury or riba.
Right. This seemingly specific example underscores a much broader principle, the prohibition of riba in Islam.
It's interesting how a seemingly small detail about bartering dates can speak to a larger concept of financial ethics.
Exactly. It's about ensuring fairness and transparency in all financial transactions, preventing exploitation and promoting justice.
So riba is forbidden because it creates an imbalance where one party benefits unfairly.
At the expense of another. Yeah,
This concept of riba really makes you think about the complexities of modern finance.
for sure.
Sometimes it feels like there are so many layers of financial instruments and transactions that it can be difficult to discern what's truly just and equitable.
It certainly poses challenges,
Yeah?
but the core principles remain relevant. We need to be mindful of the potential for exploitation,
Right.
ensure transparency in our dealings,
Yeah.
and just strive for fairness in all our financial interactions.
It reminds me of discussions around predatory lending practices, for example.
Yeah.
You know how those who are most vulnerable can be taken advantage of through unfair loan terms and exorbitant interest rates?
Exactly. It highlights how essential it is to approach financial matters with a strong ethical compass, guided by principles of justice, fairness, and compassion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So from delegation and amana to honoring agreements and understanding the nuances of riba,
Wow.
we've already uncovered some profound insights from just a few hadiths in Book 38.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
I know, right?
There's so much more to explore with each hadith, offering a unique perspective on ethical living and practical guidance for navigating life's challenges.
Definitely. All right, so let's take a quick break and come back to delve into more of these fascinating themes from this book.
Sounds good. Okay, so, picking up where we left off, let's kind of shift our focus to justice and compassion,
Okay.
specifically in the context of debt repayment.
Yeah.
It's a topic that can feel incredibly personal,
It really can.
and it often evokes really strong emotions.
Absolutely. It's a reality that many people face at some point in their lives.
Right.
And it's not just about the financial aspect, right?
Right.
There's this whole emotional component to it as well.
Absolutely.
And how we navigate these situations, both as debtors and creditors, can have a significant impact on relationships and just our overall well-being.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance between upholding rights and responsibilities while also, extending compassion and understanding.
Yeah.
So Hadith 501 and 502 paint this really vivid picture of how the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, dealt with a demanding creditor.
Even when the creditor was being disrespectful and impatient,
Right.
the Prophet emphasized treating him fairly and generously and, going above and beyond to fulfill the debt.
It's a powerful reminder that even in challenging situations,
Yeah.
our conduct should be guided by principles of justice and compassion.
It really is. And it's a beautiful illustration of how Islam emphasizes the rights of both the creditor and the debtor. Right. The creditor has the right to reclaim what is owed, but the debtor shouldn't be subjected to humiliation.
Right, or undue hardship.
It's like navigating a delicate balance beam, isn't it? You want to ensure that debts are repaid, but you also want to approach the situation with empathy and understanding.
Exactly. Life is rarely black and white.
Yeah.
And financial matters often involve a lot of nuances and unforeseen circumstances. So Islam encourages us to approach these situations with wisdom-seeking solutions that are both just and compassionate.
A powerful message for all of us, regardless of our financial situations.
Right.
Whether we're lending or borrowing, we should strive to act with integrity, fairness, and a genuine concern for the well-being of others.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing the inherent dignity of every individual and treating each other with respect, even amidst financial disagreements or challenges.
Okay, so speaking of treating each other with respect, let's dive into the theme of forgiveness and societal harmony. So Hadith 503 tells a really captivating story about the aftermath of the Battle of Hunain.
Ah, yes. The story of the Prophet's remarkable act of forgiveness toward the tribe of Hawazin. After their defeat, they approached the Prophet seeking the return of their possessions and captives.
Right.
And they had embraced Islam and expressed remorse for their past actions.
It's so fascinating how the Prophet, peace be upon him, gave them a choice, their wealth or their people. And they chose their people.
Right.
And the Prophet, in this extraordinary display of mercy, returned their loved ones.
This act of forgiveness wasn't just a personal gesture, it was a profound statement
Yeah.
about the importance of reconciliation, rebuilding trust, and fostering harmony within the community,
Right.
even after a bitter conflict.
It's like witnessing the power of forgiveness to mend broken bonds and create a path toward healing and unity.
It's a powerful lesson for us, especially in a world that often seems so divided and polarized.
It makes you wonder, how can we cultivate that same spirit of forgiveness in our own lives?
It's a good question.
How can we let go of past hurts and choose to rebuild relationships even when it's difficult?
It's a journey that requires humility, empathy, and a willingness to prioritize the greater good over personal grievances.
Yeah.
It's not always easy, but the rewards of forgiveness are immeasurable both individually and collectively.
Okay, so let's transition now to a theme that I think always warms the heart, the spirit of giving.
Generosity is truly a cornerstone of Islamic teachings.
It is.
And Book 38 offers some beautiful examples of how this principle is manifested in everyday life.
Yeah, so in Hadith 504, we have this heartwarming story of the Prophet buying Jabir's camel,
Okay.
but then allowing Jabir to continue using it while also giving him like additional payment.
Wow, what a beautiful gesture.
It is such a simple gesture, but it speaks volumes about the Prophet's kindness and generosity.
It's a beautiful illustration of how generosity goes beyond fulfilling obligations.
Right.
It's about exceeding expectations, embodying a spirit of genuine kindness,
Yeah.
and extending a helping hand even when not required. It's like he was saying, let's make this a win-win situation.
Exactly.
I mean, a camel. You need
Yeah.
some extra support.
Precisely. It's about recognizing the needs of others
Yeah.
and acting with compassion and a genuine desire to help. It's not just about giving material things. It's about extending kindness and support in whatever ways we can.
Okay, then we have the incredible story of Abu Talha in Hadith 511.
Yes.
And he gives away his most prized possession, his beloved garden.
Wow.
After hearing a verse about attaining righteousness through spending on what you love,
Powerful.
it's an act of extraordinary selflessness.
This act really exemplifies the concept of sadaqah.
Sadaqah.
Yeah, voluntary charity and acts of kindness.
Okay.
So Abu Talha didn't just give away something he owned, he gave away something he cherished deeply. So it demonstrates that true generosity involves sacrificing something dear to us for the benefit of others.
And it's interesting how the Prophet calls this profitable wealth.
Right.
It challenges our conventional understanding of wealth and profit, doesn't it? It highlights the spiritual richness that comes from giving.
Yeah.
And how acts of generosity can lead to a sense of fulfillment and inner peace that surpass any material gain.
It's a reminder that true wealth lies not in what we accumulate, but in how we share our blessings with others and contribute to the well-being of those around us.
Speaking of contributing to the well-being of others, let's kind of delve into the fascinating interplay of trust and discernment, which are also highlighted in Book 38.
These qualities seem so essential, especially in a world where we're constantly bombarded with information from so many different sources.
Yeah.
So how do we know what to trust?
Yeah.
How do we make wise decisions?
You've hit upon a crucial point.
Yeah.
The ability to discern truth from falsehood, to evaluate information critically and to make sound judgments, that is paramount in navigating the complexities of life.
We briefly touched on Hadith 500 earlier, where a slave girl makes the decision to slaughter a dying sheep. This story underscores the trust placed in individuals to act responsibly, even in challenging situations.
It's a remarkable example of how even those who may be considered less powerful or influential are entrusted with responsibilities and empowered to make decisions based on their understanding of a situation.
It highlights the importance of developing our own capacity for discernment.
Yes.
Learning to assess situations and making choices that align with our values and principles.
Exactly. It's about cultivating wisdom, seeking knowledge, and developing our ability to think critically and make informed decisions.
And then there's the captivating Hadith 505b, the story of Abu Huraira's encounter with a persistent thief who turns out to be Satan in disguise.
Oh, yes.
It's like a suspenseful thriller woven into the Hadith collection.
It's a narrative that's so rich with symbolism and profound lessons. You know, on the surface, it's about theft and deception. But on a deeper level, it highlights the importance of vigilance discernment and recognizing that even challenging or deceptive situations
Right.
can provide valuable insights.
It's fascinating how Abu Huraira learns this powerful prayer, Ayatul Kursi, for protection from Satan as this unexpected benefit from this encounter.
Yeah, it's a reminder that sometimes even amidst adversity, there are hidden blessings
Mhm.
and opportunities for growth.
It's a call to be discerning, to be cautious, but not fearful,
Right.
and to recognize that challenges can often lead to unexpected growth and understanding.
Absolutely. It's about developing our spiritual awareness,
Yeah.
strengthening our connection with the divine, and seeking guidance and protection in all that we do.
So from the emotional terrain of debt repayment and the transformative power of forgiveness to the heartwarming spirit of giving and the importance of discernment,
Wow.
we've covered a lot of ground in this section.
We have indeed. And it's amazing how each of these themes interweaves with the others,
Yeah.
creating this tapestry of ethical principles and practical guidance for navigating the complexities of life.
It's like these teachings offer a roadmap for living with greater awareness, compassion, and integrity, reminding us that even in the most ordinary moments, there are opportunities to embody these values,
Right.
make a positive difference in the world. But wait, there's more. Stay tuned as we continue our deep dive into Sahih Bukhari Book 38 and explore even more fascinating insights
Can't wait.
from these timeless teachings. Welcome back to Echoes of Ihsan as we continue exploring the depths of Sahih Bukhari Book 38.
It's been quite a journey.
It really has. And in this final part, we're going to delve into some themes that I think are particularly relevant to the challenges we face in today's world.
Okay, that's good.
So we're talking about authority,
Mm-hmm.
its role in maintaining societal order,
Right.
and how we balance individual freedom with collective responsibility.
It's a topic that often sparks debate.
It does, and it's a complex, multifaceted issue.
Yeah, it requires careful consideration of the context, the principles involved, and the intended outcomes.
Okay, so for instance, we have Hadith 508 and 509, and these mention the Prophet's instructions for handling a specific case of adultery and an instance of public intoxication.
Right. It's important to approach these hadiths with an understanding that they address very specific situations.
Okay.
And a broader understanding of these complex topics requires a deeper study of Islamic jurisprudence.
So it's not as straightforward as some might interpret it.
Not at all.
Okay.
Islamic jurisprudence emphasizes due process, the need for multiple witnesses, and the importance of avoiding false accusations.
So the application of these punishments, historically,
Hmm.
was overseen by a system of Islamic courts and judges
Right.
who carefully considered the evidence and circumstances before making any rulings.
Exactly.
So it's more about upholding justice and ensuring the well-being of the community,
Yes.
rather than simply imposing harsh punishments.
Precisely. The primary objective of Islamic law is to protect individuals, families, and society as a whole. Punishments, while a part of the legal framework, are not the primary focus.
Okay.
The emphasis is on creating a just and equitable society where people feel safe and secure.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about establishing a framework for order and accountability,
Yes.
but within a context of justice and compassion.
Exactly. It's about deterring harmful actions while also ensuring fairness and protecting the rights of all individuals.
It's a reminder that leadership and authority come with immense responsibility.
Absolutely. Those in positions of power have a duty to uphold justice, protect the vulnerable, and ensure the well-being of those they are entrusted to lead.
And that's a principle that applies not just to political leaders,
Right.
but to anyone in a position of authority,
Right.
whether it's a parent, a teacher, a manager, or even a friend offering advice.
Exactly. Authority comes in many forms, and with it comes the responsibility to act ethically, justly, and with the best interests of others in mind.
Absolutely. Okay, so now I want to shift our focus to the themes of stewardship and accountability,
Okay.
which I think resonates so deeply in today's world,
Yeah.
where we're facing these pressing challenges related to resource management, environmental sustainability, and social responsibility.
These concepts are so deeply rooted in Islamic teachings.
They are.
They emphasize that we are not just owners of this earth, but caretakers entrusted with its resources and responsible for their well-being.
So we have Hadith 507, the story of Umar's trust, or walk,
Right?
and how its manager acted, introduces this idea of managing resources not for personal gain,
Mm-hmm.
but for the benefit of others.
This concept of walk is fascinating.
It is.
And it's so deeply relevant to our modern discussions about philanthropy, social responsibility, and sustainable development.
Yeah.
It's about dedicating assets, whether it's land property or financial resources, for charitable purposes,
Right.
ensuring that they benefit the community for generations to come.
It's like creating a legacy of giving, isn't it?
Precisely. It's about recognizing that our wealth and possessions are not just for our personal enjoyment, but can be used to create lasting positive impact.
It's a powerful reminder that we have a responsibility to manage resources wisely, not just for our own benefit,
Yeah.
but for the well-being of future generations
Yeah.
and the planet itself.
Absolutely. It's about understanding that our actions have consequences and that we are accountable for how we utilize the resources that are entrusted to us.
And this theme of accountability is beautifully emphasized in the final hadith we'll be discussing today.
Okay.
Number 512. And it states that an honest and diligent treasurer is considered as charitable as one who gives directly.
Wow, that's a powerful statement.
It is.
Highlighting the importance of integrity, responsibility, and the ethical management of resources. It elevates the act of stewardship to the level of charitable giving.
It's like saying that it's not just about how much we give,
Right.
but how we manage and utilize what we've been given.
Yeah,
It's about being trustworthy, transparent, and accountable in all our dealings.
precisely. It's a reminder that even in seemingly mundane roles or tasks, our actions can have these profound ethical implications.
Right.
You know, it's about recognizing that every decision we make, every action we take, is an opportunity to embody the values of honesty, integrity, and social responsibility.
Wow, what an incredible journey this has been.
It really has.
We've explored such a wide range of themes, from delegation and responsibility to honoring agreements, navigating the complexities of financial ethics, embracing the power of forgiveness, understanding the role of authority,
Yeah.
and recognizing the importance of stewardship and accountability.
It's amazing how these seemingly diverse topics are all interconnected,
They are.
reflecting the holistic nature of Islamic teachings.
Yeah.
You know, each principle reinforces the others, creating this framework for ethical living that extends to every facet of our lives.
It's like Book 38 of Sahih Bukhari offers this comprehensive guide to navigating the challenges and opportunities of life
Yeah.
with wisdom, compassion, and integrity.
It reminds us that Islam isn't just a set of beliefs, but a way of life, a path that leads to personal growth, social harmony, and a deeper connection with the divine.
And it's a path that's open to everyone, regardless of background or belief system.
Absolutely. These universal principles of ethics and morality resonate with the human spirit, you know, inspiring us to strive for a more just compassionate and meaningful world.
Well, for our listeners, we hope this deep dive into Sahih Bukhari Book 38 has sparked your curiosity
Yeah.
and inspired you to reflect on how these timeless teachings can be applied to your own lives and communities.
May we all continue to seek knowledge, cultivate wisdom, and strive to embody these principles in our thoughts, actions, and interactions with others.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much for joining us on this enriching journey.
It was my pleasure.
Until next time, may peace be upon you.